look what we have here. The 2006 SL55 just arrived. Woo! Look at those Brabus wheels. Woo-hoo-hoo. Now that is pretty. Good Lord. Yeah, he might want to stop right here. Let me talk to this guy. Look at this thing, man. Pretty. Woo-wee. Just pretty, pretty, pretty. So yeah, we're gonna back it down here so that he can easily leave after unloading the car. And I'll just drive it up there. SL55, baby. Whew, not too many cars out here as nice as these. Man, look at those wheels on there. Really sets it off, man. Goodness. Now that is a nice factory wheel. Man, when I say factory, I mean, I think that's the Brabus style. That is a gorgeous wheel. Whew, that's pretty. On that silver? Come on, man. Sexy. You get turned on. Y'all know what time it is. Gold Element Autoworks doing what he does best. That's removal of the ABC suspension in favor of an adjustable coilover suspension. In this case, Silver's Neomax. That's what I do. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Got to get this bad boy unloaded, get it up to the house so I can start the coilover conversion. Gorgeous car, man. Gorgeous. Jersey, baby. All right, so as you can hear, the ABC is acting up. You can hear it in the front. You hear that whine? Yeah, that's the ABC pump. Usually that indicates that there is an issue. It is still holding pressure, but it's probably going out. All right, that's why it has to go. Beautiful car. Beautiful car, beautiful car. Even has the clear bra on there. Very nice. Can you see it? Very cool. Keep that front end nice. I wish I had that on mine, but my black one has all kind of road chips, so that would have prevented that. It keeps this one very nice and pristine. Man, I had one just like this. Mine was a 2004 silver with the same interior. Very, very nice. Very nice. How many miles? Yep. Low miles, 42,000. Very clean. So this here is a very, very, very clean SL55. The owner of this vehicle obviously has taken great care of it. The paint looks fantastic. It even has a protective, clear, what used to be called a bra, is now a vinyl wrap, but it's clear, running across the front. I really wish I would have had this on my black SL55, because when I first got it, it didn't have any road chips, any, you know, mine is black, so it didn't have any little white dots. Now it does. So this right here protects that. Protects your front end from debris and rocks and rock chips and stuff like that, you know, from the road and especially the highway. Getting behind those cement trucks and gravel trucks, it'll tear your car up. Headlights are crystal clear, beautiful. And of course, you know, you have the N113K compressor motor, super clear. The engine compartment, very clean. This is a well cared for vehicle, low mileage. The ABC pump does whine. You can hear it, so that has to go. So even with low miles, guys, even with low miles, that ABC pump can still fail. It is what it is, man. This car has not been beat up. It's been babied, and you still have ABC problems. So it's not guaranteed. So for those of you who say, all you have to do is maintain, all you have to do is take care of it, all you have to do is change the fluid, all you have to do is this, blah, 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 blah. You can do all that and you can still have failure because it's an age system. It's not about the mileage or the usage. It's about the age. And eventually these things start to degrade and break down. It's just what it is. Fluid breaks down over time. The components that hold this pressurized fluid breaks down over time. The pump breaks down over time. because these are all just mechanical things. It is what it is, man. Stuff just breaks down over time. Nothing lasts forever, so you have to either maintain it, fix it when it breaks, or replace it. And so in this case, we're doing the Silver's Neomax adjustable coilovers with the Swift upgrade, the Swift spring upgrade. That's going to create a more sporty, firm ride. That's going to allow the car to handle even better. That's these right here. These have the Swift upgrade as written on there. Silver's Neomax, baby, that's what we're doing. So again, a very beautiful car, AMG SL55. I love these cars, man. I love them. This is a 2006, I believe. This car is in great shape. Look at the mileage again. 42,000. Seats are in perfect condition. Everything looks good. Very nice car. Very nice car. All right, so you know what I'm about to do? Let me focus. Let me go ahead and remove this ABC pump. I'm not going to record the whole process. You all have seen my other videos. If you haven't, see them, and you'll see the process. Because this has an AMG motor, the M113K with the supercharge, it's going to have an extra belt. It's going to have extra piping. It's just some extra stuff that's in the way. So you just have to take your time. You don't have to remove the fan or anything like that. You don't have to do that on any of these SLs, not the 550, not the 55, not the 500. You do not have to remove the fan to get the pump out. You just have to be strategic with what you do remove and be patient, and it comes out, all right? So that's what I'm about to do. You have to get stuff, the bolt from up underneath that supports the bracket that connects to the engine block. That long black, it could be silver. Most of the time it's black, but it's a bracket that runs, like a bar that runs from the back of the pump to the engine block. You have to get that bolt that connects it to the engine block from up underneath. If you do it from the top, it's too hard. It can be done, but it takes way too long. You can't get enough leverage or turns to get it off quickly. From up underneath, it's very simple. You gotta remove the wheels, the underlining, the undercarriage, plastic coverings, and you can get access to it. And break that bolt loose and spin it out with the proper tools. All right, everything else is working from the top. Make sure you catch the fluid that's gonna pour out from up underneath. Try to just take your time. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be messy, but you will lose some fluid. You're gonna save the power steering reservoir, which is the smaller one. The ABC has to go. All right, I do that first, then I remove all the lines from the front and the back and the sides, the valve blocks on the driver's side, everything that runs to the back. Driver's side only up in the front. Remove the ABC piping, the valve blocks, pulsation dampeners, all that stuff has to go. And then I remove the ABC struts, and then the coilovers I install. So it's a process, guys. I'm gonna get out the phone so that I can give this car the attention that it needs, because I need to get this done efficiently, thoroughly, and quickly, all right? So I don't really rush, but I don't like being distracted by taking videos. It slows everything down. So let me give the customer what he paid for, and that's good quality work. All right, you all will see the results. If you want to see more of the details and specifics as to how I do it, then watch my other videos. This ain't the video for that. This is going to show what it is that I received and the results. All right, so if you have questions, reach out to me. For now, let me focus on my work. All right, talk to you guys soon. More content on the way. Just give me a couple seconds. All right, so the pump is out. All right, if you look at it now, it's an AC compressor. Pump is out, and I'm about to install the new power steering pump. That's the old pump, the whiny pump. Whines like Keith Sweat. Now I'm about to install this standard power steering pump. I have a process of getting everything out. Works every time, no problem. Now let me just say this. This is one of the coldest wheels. This Mercedes, I guess this is a Mercedes wheel. It's pretty, man. It's like a machine finish. This thing is gorgeous, bro. I think it's a Brombus wheel, I think. Let me see. Let's see if it's Mercedes-ish. I can't tell. Trying to see if it has a Mercedes number. I don't know, I can't tell. looking at this number there. It's hard to see without laying the wheel down flat, but either way, this car is gorgeous, man. And the wheel is gorgeous as well. I can't tell they're staggered. It looks like 20 by 8. No, 19 by 8. No, what size is this? Hold on. Yeah, it is a 20-inch wheel. Good Lord, this thing is gorgeous, man. No, I don't think that's OEM, but it is gorgeous. Did Mercedes make a wheel like this? It looks like a Brabus style wheel. This thing is cold. So it's not straight up and down. The spokes kind of bulge out in the center. Okay. It might be staggered. Looks like the lip might be a little deeper in the back. I won't know until I take the wheel off. But that wheel is cold, boy. And on this car, the silver, whew, nothing looks better than a silver wheel on a silver car. Gorgeous, man. Pretty crispy silver grille with the flake in it. This car is nice, man. Nice. All right, anyways, back to work. All right, I have all the ABC guts out that I'm going to remove besides the struts. So the lines, I pulled that stuff out. The long lines, they're around the corner because they're dripping fluid, and I drained as much of them out and then took them around to the trash can. Some of those lines can be saved, some are trash. Some I cut, some I just, remove carefully. It just all depends. So I have too many of these lines anyways. I have so much stuff in storage. Some stuff I just don't even keep anymore. Man, these wheels are nice. Anyways, so the next phase are the Silver's Neomax. So what I have to do now is remove the ABC struts and install these. Now these have the Swift spring upgrade. That's why these have the orange or copper color springs. Swift, baby. This is the best spring that you can get for these Silver's Neomax. For the SL, for the CL, whatever you're buying this Silver's for, the Swift spring is it. Now this I recommend always for the AMGs, always for the big V12s. It's a higher performance spring that gives you a better, I think, reactive settling to road conditions, a faster rebound, quicker settling, and for more aggressive driving, for high speed racing if you do that, but also for the added weight of the big V12s. I recommend it. It's a little bit more stiff of a ride. It really does handle very well. I use it on my personal SL55 just to test them out before I started to tell people about them, and promote them, so to speak. Is I wanted to use them myself, and I can just tell you that they handle fantastic. I've been using them for now about 2 years on my personal SL55, and I love them. So that's that. I might have had that car for 3 years. I don't know. But yeah, very cool, very cool. So again, I'm working on a New Jersey SL55 AMG. So I'm about to remove the ABC struts and install the Silver's Neomax. Again, I removed about 90% of the ABC lines. The ones that run across the subframe, I just cut those. The one that run along the driver's side of the engine compartment behind the heat shield, I cut those. Everything else I removed. So that's why I say about 90% of the lines. Valve blocks, dampeners, the pulsation dampener, which is this little gizmo back there. That thing right there. That runs to the pump. That helps with the pressure balance and all that kind of good stuff, regulating the pressure. The newer 07 through 11 does not have a separate dampener, pulsation dampener. It's actually all in one with the pump. Different pump, different system, a little bit better ABC system, but it still fails, and I know that for a fact. So for those of you who say the newer ABC is fail-proof, you're lying. It fails too. I've replaced many of those as well. So it is what it is. ABC is a great, super suspension, hydraulic fluid suspension, but it fails over time because of age. Not mileage, age. All right? And of course, you got to maintain it. There's things you can do that's highly recommended to keep it on the road, to keep it lasting longer, but it won't last forever. It's inevitable. All right, let me go ahead and change out, pull out these ABC struts and install the Silver's Neomax. Okay, so this beautiful SL55 is done. Coilover conversion is complete. Being that these are 20-inch wheels, I didn't go very low on the setup. I went with the 3/4 inch decrease height for the coilovers when extending them and then decreasing them. Instead of 1 inch, I did 3/4 of an inch. This is the results. I like it. I left some added height just because of the big wheels. This is a really nice car. So if I saw that correctly, I think the front is 20x8 and the rear is 20x9. So it is a staggered setup. These wheels really look incredible on this car, man. It really does. It screams AMG. It screams powerful. It screams luxury and power. A beast. This car is an animal. So I just drove it around the neighborhood, and it felt a little stiff. Now, keeping in mind that these are 20-inch wheels, so it's less tire, more rim than factory setup. So instead of having 17 in the rear, I just reduced it to 16. I'm going to keep the front stiff at 21 turns. And I'm referring to the dampening on the top of the coilovers. But the rear, I reduced it down to 16. I'm going to see how this feels. I still have to wipe her down. It has some oil on there from the coilover conversion. All these cars always get a little dirty when I do the coilover conversion because there's so much oil, so much ABC fluid all over the place, and so it's inevitable. So I will wipe it down before it goes. But yeah, this is a wonderful car. Of course, it has the tan interior with the black accents as the AMGs do. In this case, I say tan, I mean light gray. Alcantara headliner. Alcantara right there. Very nice car. All black steering wheel. Has the shifters on the back side. Can you see it? The shift buttons. Yep. AMG, baby. So when you start the car up, you'll get the ABC light right here. Steering wheel, boom, goes away. You'll get that at startup. If you don't want to see that, then using the star, you have to code the ABC out the system. Otherwise, on the 02 through 06, you can pull the fuse, driver's side, ABC fuse, 15 amp fuse, and you get rid of that red ABC light that takes over your dash. All right, so let me drive this a little bit, see how it feels. Now this does have the Swift spring upgrade, so it's gonna feel a little different than my other coilover conversions. So there's a little bit more involved regarding fine tuning it to the user liking. And there's another factor, like I said, the 20-inch wheels. So with less tire, a more racier feel from the spring, the rebound is stiffer. So more planet feel and ride. It's a stiff ride. It's an AMG, so you're used to a sportier suspension. So it's dialing it in basically with the dampening, getting it to feel just the way that the customer wants it to feel. So I'm going to set it up the way I think is appropriate, and then I'll have him make any needed changes regarding the feeling and the handling, I guess, that he's desiring. I'll explain to him my setup and why I set it up this way, and if he needs to change it, I'll help him out. But we're talking about just dialing it in. We're talking about the top of the struts, just twisting the knobs. We're not talking about disassembly or anything like that. But it feels good on the open road. I gotta go around these bends a little bit. I need to hit some bumps, see how it feels. And also keep in mind that it's gonna settle. This is the first time that it's been on the road. Springs develop memory with the weight of the car. It will settle within a short period of time. I usually say give it a month. It can settle a few weeks. It feels good. I think 16 might be it. I can tell the difference, you know, with less tire because it's a more flat, wider tire setup with less give. When you have tall tire, there's flex when you're going around the corners. When you have aftermarket wheels, a 20-inch especially, the car will feel more flat and you'll feel the road more. Any variances in the road levels, conditions, you'll feel it in the car a little bit more. So the key is getting these coilovers dialed in so that you feel less of that. You're going to feel it regardless. This is what it is. I have 20-inch wheels on mine. I always go 20-inch wheels on my cars. So I feel the difference. I know the difference. When I'm driving customers' cars with 18-inch wheels and 17-inch wheels, there's a big difference. Man, this car feels good. I'm not even pushing it. Well, it's an AMG. You would think I would push it. Nah, I'm being polite. This car is stiff, man. It feels good. This is how I like my cars to feel right here, baby. Yeah, man. You can tell this has low miles. See, with spring, I like a real stiff setup, man. Like I would tighten up the rear just at least one click, because I like a real hard setup, man. This feels good. It's more comfortable. I'm gonna ask him if he wants it a little more stiff, on the stiff side. If so, I'm gonna dial it back up to 17. You don't want to go too hard on the dampening because you don't want the car to skip when it hits a bump. You want it to still absorb. You don't want to lose traction. If you go too hard in the rear, that can happen. And we're talking about in the, if you start going up into 19, 20 range, you'll start dampening out, over dampening, and taking away from the spring itself. Remember, this is an upgraded spring, so it's not as soft as the default spring. That feels good. So yeah, today's setting is going to feel different a month from now. It's going to be a little more softer. Like I said, these coils or the spring itself develops memory. I guess that's what a spring is a coil, right? All right. And it will adapt to the weight of the vehicle. So it's going to soften up just a little bit. It will lower it by 1/8 of an inch too. I like this, man. Take off right here. Oh, so that's what a factory AMG exhaust sounds like. All my stuff is so modded and loud. That's a nice, quiet, aggressive sound. Luxury still. Doesn't take away from the aesthetics of the vehicle. This is a very powerful but rich man's car. I guess the AMGs, man, were pretty expensive when they were brand new. The standard setup is like $97,000 for the 500. So I think the AMGs probably were in the 140 range, something like that. 127 or 140. Yeah, you gotta have some money to drive one of these cars, man. good. Let me turn this down. I'm gonna hit some bumps and I'm gonna listen to see if I hear any noises from the suspension. And I shouldn't, and that's the key. That's the point. Good, no sounds. I recently had a customer tell me that he started to have a chirp in his suspension. Now, I don't know, I didn't do the installation, but something that he might have done, I guess, during his installation, maybe some metal rubbing. I think it was the, he put the ABC caps on the ends, on the quick disconnect, ABC strut disconnections, and I think it started tapping. He didn't tie it back. You gotta zip tie those back sometimes so they don't kind of bounce around and hit, you know, metal to metal. Wish you would have hit my car so I'd file a claim. Honestly, get a check. Ain't that what people be on sometimes? Ooh, I wish you would have hit my car. I would have sued. Ooh, I would have paid my car off. I would have got me something I really want, like a Kia. All right, let me see. All right, let me get some video footage before I park this bad boy. Some nice all-around pictures, some video content. Here goes the paper that comes with the coilover, whoops, and the tools, and a decal, 2 decals. Just a little tip, when you're adjusting your adjustable coilovers, this is Silver's Neomax on a Mercedes, an SL55 with the Swiss spring upgrade. That's why it's copper or orange. When you're adjusting your height, you have to loosen up this locking collar. This right here unlocks the collar so that you can twist the body, the threaded body. On the front, this is what you're going to turn. And on the rear, same thing. Easier to access in the front than it is in the rear. You unlock this locking collar, then you take the whole threaded body and you twist it. I'm twisting it this way. This will increase the height. To decrease the height, you twist it this way. This is considered clockwise. If you're looking down, this is counterclockwise. You're turning left. All right, this is how you increase the height. Clockwise, decrease, counterclockwise, increase. Now, keep in mind these. This is the locking collar, this is the perch collar. This is what the spring sits on. Make sure that as you're twisting this body, that this is turning too. If this, the perch collar, is not turning, then that means it is tightening up. You don't want that. Sometimes I'll just loosen all this up and reset it. But in this case, it's not necessary. As I'm turning this, it takes 2 hands because it's tight. As I'm turning this counterclockwise, I have the collar where I want it to be, and I'm seeing the height difference, the new height difference. This is how high I have adjusted it because I was increasing the height on this one. I make sure this locking collar is twisting as I'm turning this so that I can see the difference in the height or the gap between the locking collar and the lower portion, the lower body. That lets me know how high I'm adjusting it. All right, so that right there is about 1/4 of an inch adjustment. I was increasing the height on this side. Make sure that that's not sitting still as you're twisting, or you'll lose your adjustment. You won't know how much you've turned it height-wise unless you use a ruler and a marker or a piece of tape. Just easy way of adjusting or increasing the height on this. You can decrease the height the same way, but if I was decreasing the height, I would probably put a marker, a pre-measured mark, and then I would know. Or make sure that this is twisting with it. I would raise this up to the desired height, and then I would close the gap. Does that make sense? I hope so. Again, this is how you adjust Silver's Neomax on a 2000, in this case, 2006 SL55. It's no different. It's no different. All the Silver's Neomax, even Yellow Speed, BC Racing, they're all the same regarding adjustments. But in this case, this right here is the Swiss spring upgrade. I'm not going to loosen this. Sometimes I do. I'm not in this case. I'm increasing the height because it was lower on this side. As you're twisting the body, make sure that this is turning along with the body. If it's not, then that means it is tightening this spring. You're going to have too much preload. You don't want too much preload on that spring. It will change the way the car handles. All right, so make sure that you adjust these properly. The front is easy to do. The rear is more difficult, just to let you guys know. I preset all my coilovers before I installed them, but for whatever reason, in this case, his suspension was telling me it's a little bit lower on this side than it is on that side. 99% of the time, I don't have to go back in to make any adjustments. For whatever reason, this customer has aftermarket wheels, some nice 20-inch wheels. I don't like these hub-centric spacers. These are not hub-centric. These are a generic spacer, and they can cause vibration if it's not installed perfectly. If the height all the way around is not perfect, if there's any kind of play, and it is more on this side or this side or this side or this side than centered, you'll have an issue. Hub-centric means this center hole fits perfectly on the bore of your hub. If it does not fit perfectly on the bore of your hub, you will have vibration. So now I have to make sure that the gap all the way around is perfect, that the spacing is all the way around when I put the wheels on. The lugs going through this spacer helps to kind of even it out, but there's still a little bit of subtle play, and that can cause a big difference. It can cause vibration. Too much vibration can cause your lug bolts to be compromised and your wheel to fall off. Now that's worst case scenario. Most of the time it will cause imbalance, shaking, vibration, and premature wear to your suspension and tires. You don't want to do that. It can also eventually wear out your wheel bearing. All right, so that's a bunch of clues, a bunch of tips, a bunch of advice, all wrapped up in what, 5 minutes. Okay, so I adjusted the ride height a little bit. This front passenger side, for whatever reason, was lower than it should have been. Now I made the adjustments that I make on all my coilovers, but for whatever reason, this one was a little off. But this is right now. Sometimes there's variances in the cars, repair work that's been done. ABC compensates for a lot of that stuff with the height, the ride height adjusters and sensors. So sometimes it can be a little bit off, but 99.9% of the time, when I preset the coilovers and install them, they're just how I want them to be. I used to have to go back in and make adjustments all the time, not anymore. So this is the first time I've had to do that in a long time, but this is the way it's supposed to be, just like this. And this is what you get when you deal with Gold Element Autoworks. You get a perfectly converted, in this case, 2006 SL55 to Silver's Neomax adjustable coilovers with the Silver's upgrade. The car is cleaned up, wiped down. This thing is gorgeous. And it handles very well. No more ABC woes. That's all over with. You now have a reliable Mercedes SL55. So what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for your ABC suspension to fail? Are you waiting for that red ding, that permanent red light that takes over your instrument cluster? Are you waiting for the fluid to flow all over the place for your car to get towed? Or you was out cruising around by yourself or with your special partner? And now you guys are stuck waiting for a tow truck to arrive? And you just lost all cool points? Your girl thought you was fly. My man is handling his business. We driving around in a nice Mercedes with leather and wood, and it's powerful, it's luxury, it's beautiful. And all of a sudden, the suspension breaks and you're stuck waiting for a tow truck. Oh, they didn't come with a flatbed. Oh, you gotta wait again now for the one to come with a flatbed. This car can't be dragged, however you say it. Nah. Oh no, don't mess up my front bumper, it's scraping. Oh, come on guys, you guys are professionals, right? I'm sorry, sir, we're not used to Mercedes with failed suspension with the bottom leaking and the car dropped all the way to the ground and now you're tearing up your fenders. Oh God, it's bringing back memories. Some of you guys might have experienced that. I know I did. It's the worst. It's the worst. Not anymore with Silver's Neomax. Come on, guys. Don't wait for failure. Be preemptive. Be ahead of the curve. Get your car converted over so you don't have to worry about that. You can enjoy your SL all over again. You never have to worry about failure. This gentleman had his car shipped in all the way from New Jersey to get it converted over because his ABC pump was whining. Sounded like Keith Sweat. But that's over with now. It's over with. Now he has a reliable AMG that can go across town, across country. No worries, no problems. He's good to go. Are you? Come on. You know what to do. Contact me, Brandon Green, owner of Gold Element Autoworks. I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. Area code 513-967-8079. Call or text. Let's get these orders placed, guys. Free shipping. The price on all the Silver's Neomax have adjusted. This is worldwide. Well, United States wide. Let's do it like that. It's just what it is right now. Tariffs is killing everything and everybody. So if you go to my website, you'll see a slight increase. If you go to Silver's website, slight increase everywhere. Everybody who's selling them, slight increase. It is what it is. But at least with me, free shipping. So you want to take advantage of that. Nobody else is offering that. Free shipping, guys. Go to www.goldelementautoworks.com. Place your order. Free shipping. Get what you need. If you need help installing them, I can do it. All right. It's $3,000, 02 through 06, 07 through 11. We're looking at $3,500. If you have a mechanic that can do it, or if you're going to do it, I can help you with that as well. All right, let's talk business, guy. Let's talk shop. Let's make some moves. Let's get these cars back on the road and out of the garages and junkyards. This is one beautiful SL55, 2006, and it's done. Gorgeous looking, man. Just gorgeous. Silver's Neomax coilover installation is complete. It is a beast. And of course, one beast deserves to be next to another beast or in front of another beast, and that's what I have going on here. Is my personal SL55 sitting on Silver's Neomax adjustable coilovers. Now we're talking about both having swift spring upgrades. Why? Because these are performance cars. The 5.5s, these are AMGs. Mine has been tuned and dialed in. It is very fast and powerful. The SL55 in stock form, as this one, is fast and powerful. You can bring a lot of power out of this motor that already has a ton of it. which you can always add to it very easily. Almost 500 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds of torque. You can definitely increase that into the 600 range. But as of now, this car is a beast in its natural form. The only upgrades I can see so far are these beautiful, beautiful 20-inch wheels, tinted windows. This customer is talking about changing out his grill. He wants to do a few other mods that he wants me to help him out with, but as of now, Silver's Neomax adjustable coilovers with the Swift Spring upgrade has it looking just right and handling just right. Beast. All right, so the car is getting shipped back. The driver is here. He's taking pictures just to make sure that you know the condition of the vehicle when he arrived. This is a beautiful 2006 Mercedes SL55 heading back to the customer in New Jersey. Thank you for trusting Gold Element Autoworks for your coilover conversion. Brandon Green, owner of Gold Element Autoworks. I'm out.